Hello, everyone. My name is Maya, and welcome to my canvas. Today is a very special video, and I wanted to personally come to you in person, online, to share an amazing moment that I had this past weekend. I got to meet the legendary Tom Kenny. And as cute as my art avatar is, you know, she's been doing the thing. I wanted to push her away and come to you guys personally for myself for this video because it's just so important to me. And I'm going to be sitting here talking about this cute yellow sponge and why I love him so much. Without further ado, I will be going through my drawing process of making this unique poster for Tom Kenny and for myself, and talk about my experience with SpongeBob, my childhood, and at the end of this video, you'll see the amazing clip of me meeting Tom Kenny for the first time. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, so let's talk about how we got up to the point of meeting the legendary Tom Kenny. I was talking with my husband a while back, I want to say a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, and I brought up to him that I wanted to, at some point, find the time to figure out where Tom Kenny was going to go to. Tom Kenny, just like with multiple other voice actors around the world, they go to cons. They do meetups, all the things. You get to meet up with them, do autographs, some do pictures, some do both, some do TikToks with you, some do recordings, all types of stuff. And it was always been a dream of mine since I was a little girl to meet SpongeBob. And of course, when I got older, not just meet SpongeBob, but meet the voice of SpongeBob, the person that brought SpongeBob to life. And it hit me a couple weeks back that I just told my husband, like, hey, if we ever have some time, we've been going to a couple of cons, a couple of conventions here and there. And I was like, if we are able to find him somewhere, I would like to put some time into meeting him. Now, mind you, when I brought this up, I had no intention of it being, if it was like going to be this year, next year, maybe a couple years. People like Tom and some other voice artists and other content creators and things of that sort, they're not always readily available. So I had to kind of already humble myself and know that even though that was my goal to meet Tom, I still had to be flexible with when I might get the chance to meet up with him or not. And long and behold, it wasn't even maybe like a month or maybe a couple weeks after I brought that up, my husband found out that he was coming to a con that was like a state away. So, of course, I was like, heck yeah, let's, make it this a thing. And we planned it. We made it a 1-day trip because it was really just a state away. And as I mentioned before, most artists, they do signings, they do, pictures, all those types of things. I obviously already knew I wanted a picture, but as far as him signing something, I wanted it to be special. Usually when you go to cons, you would bring a pop figure, you would bring a poster, you would bring all types of stuff for that artist or content creator to sign for you. And for me personally, I grew up with SpongeBob, And when I say that Tom was like I love many voice actors and I loved many creatives, but when I say SpongeBob and Tom Kenny was like my ultimate person to meet, like, if you know me in person, you know that I am a ultimate SpongeBob fan. I have the trinkets, I know the voice lines, I know the songs from heart, and I mean from heart, okay? Um, I know the episodes. I have the first 100 episodes on DVD twice. Okay, I am a SpongeBob fan, and because of this, it was going to be a very special moment for me. And I wanted to be sure that when I met Tom, that I had a unique and from the heart thing for him to sign. And my idea for that was to make my own poster. I wanted to make my own poster with my favorite moments from the SpongeBob series. Now, for the standard poster size, I wanted to be sure that I had a nice range of SpongeBob moments on the poster. So I spent some time thinking about all the episodes, and the episodes that I stayed close to and are near dear to me are pretty much the first 100. And this is the series and the seasons that are before the first SpongeBob movie, which technically the first SpongeBob movie was supposed to be the end of SpongeBob, you know, but that's a whole Nickelodeon drama that I won't get into. But I wanted to focus on the first 100 because, like I mentioned before, I grew up with the first 100, and I did watch SpongeBob a little bit after that first 100, maybe like a couple more seasons down. And then now I'll catch a new SpongeBob, like one of the new, I mean like today new SpongeBob episodes, like randomly, maybe through TikTok or maybe through YouTube. But I don't watch the new episodes as frequently as I did, like the OG episodes. So with that being said, 3 episodes came to mind, and the first one that I thought of, which would make a big statement in the middle of the poster, was the "You gotta be kidding me." And that is from the episode where SpongeBob's breath was stinking, and it was stinking. And it's about SpongeBob and Patrick trying to figure out, why people are avoiding him, and they had no idea why. And, he kept eating those sundaes. And Patrick and SpongeBob were going around town trying to figure out, why they were avoiding him. And so I knew that had to be one of the staple poses for the poster. And then going on to the next pose, it's one of my most the most memeable pose of SpongeBob is the "You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward" face. That face is just so iconic to me, and I just knew from the jump that had to be on the poster. It's the smile, it's the conniving eyes, it's the "I caught you in the act" type face, and I just knew I had to have it on this poster. It's one of the most funniest episodes of when Squidward would try to Krabby Patty for the first time, and it was just so funny to me to see how Squidward was just denying SpongeBob of how much he loved, that Krabby Patty, to the point where he was having a Krabby Patty withdrawal, even dreamed of marrying, a Krabby Patty. To the point, he went to the Krabby Vault and got them big old thick thighs trying to eat Krabby Patties. So that episode is just near and dear to me. It's just so funny watching how SpongeBob tries everything, because SpongeBob is just distraught that Squidward, out of everybody in Bikini Bottom, has never tried a Krabby Patty, and he tries in the most nicest way to try and give Squidward one. He tries to make him a fresh one. He tried to make him with all the stops. He tried to make him feel comfortable eating one, and Squidward was just not having it until he finally did that little like that teeth bite of it and fell in love. So I knew that that episode had to be somewhere on this poster. And then last but not least, the next idea that I wanted for the poster had to be Band Geeks. Had to be Band Geeks. Y'all, I love the Band Geeks episode so much that I use it for so many things. Band Geeks is just that episode. And if you watched one of my past videos where I talked about, actually it was my most recent video, I talked about how I was a choir girl. I was a choir girl, and I was also very close with the band kids and the theater kids. I was also a theater kid, so Band Geeks just connected with me so much as a young, choir girl. And this episode was just great. I had to add this episode somewhere on this poster, because it was just great to see Squilliam show up and trying to stand up Squidward over who has like the best band to do the Bubble Bowl. And I'm pretty sure it's the name, the Bubble Bowl. But either way, just to do the bowl and seeing how all of Bikini Bottom was coming together to, I guess you could say, help Squidward with this task of, showing off to Squilliam. And I just love how they all came together. The fights with Squidward and Sandy, Mr. Krabs and the big meaty claws, Plankton trying to play a harmonica, running back and forth to do a note each. It's just a beautiful episode. Beautiful, and it ended beautifully. The music was awesome. It was fire. SpongeBob was getting it. Even Squidward was so surprised. That episode was it was immaculate. So I knew for a fact that had to be on the poster. Now, mind you, I was thinking about this for a while. I have so many favorite SpongeBob episodes. Another one that comes to mind is the Campfire Song episode, where SpongeBob and Patrick are camping outside of Squidward's house and bothering the crap out of him. The only reason why I didn't go with that one in particularly, because that one is more particularly funny to me in Squidward's view, less so on like SpongeBob's view. That episode is funny to me because just how much Squidward is being tortured, and is a little bit less so on SpongeBob. And that episode, to me personally, didn't have like a unique pose for SpongeBob. So as much as I love that episode, I just had to, move it to the side. It didn't make the cut because it didn't have a unique, memorable thing. And to me, what's memorable with that episode is, Squidward, putting his hat in a goofy fashion, or, getting beat up by a bear. So like I said, the main reason for this poster was to focus on SpongeBob's biggest and funniest moments to me. And with that episode, I feel like that kind of goes in like the Squidward category and less so on the SpongeBob category. And of course, there's just so many favorites of SpongeBob. But if I had to just think on like the top of my mind without having to research on Google or anything like that, these 3 episodes were the way to go. So that's kind of like, the thought process of which ones I wanted to choose. And I wanted them big. I wanted them to cover the entire poster. I wanted them big. I wanted them bold. I wanted them yellow. And as far as a background, because all 3 SpongeBobs take up so much space, I wanted the background to focus on the flower sky. So that's what I did there, and added a little bit of that in the background, and I felt like it just needed just a little bit more. So I even put in some bubbles, and once the bubbles was added to the poster, it just meshed super well together. Now, I did this poster in 5 hours. 5 hours. And I don't mean like a 5 hours like during the day. I'm talking 5 hours at night. At like, I think I started at like 11 p.m. at night. I was a little bit procrastinating. I knew for days that I wanted to do this because we planned to go see Tom Kenny at least 2 or 3 weeks ahead. So I knew that I wanted to do this poster, but I kept telling myself like, oh, I got other things to work on. Obviously, I work full time, and, I had other art projects that I was working on and, doing for the YouTube channel and for TikTok and things like that. So I, procrastinated just a little bit, but I knew it was going to happen. I knew I had to do it. So for me to get this done, I had to pull on my college art day, pants, and bring up those nights and be staying up till 5, 6 a.m. in the morning to get a project done. And I was like, I'm getting this done. And when I mean that I got it done like right before, I mean, I got it printed, freshly printed, okay? Literally the day before we had to drive to go meet Tom Kenny. And I was sweating because usually when you're doing any type of print, you want to give, and this is a advice for anybody that's doing a print, you want to do it at least give the printing place that you're going to a week in advance, if not 3 days, because you just never know what's going to happen with the print. You may get the print when you need it, but when you get it, it may not come out right. The colors may not come out right. There's so many things that could go wrong, and I was just thanking God, because we came across a place that I was like, all right, I had the Squidward face of me finishing my paper for the first time, and I was like, all right, I need to rush this to a printing place, get it done 24 hours. I even paid extra, to get it done as soon as possible. And my first printing place, it didn't happen. It didn't work out. They called me, giving me a refund, talking about, hey, sorry, basically like, we can't do this. And I'm like, what you mean? I'm going to go see Tom Kenny tomorrow, so what's the problem? And at first I was like about to give up. I'm like, we're meeting Tom Kenny tomorrow. Now mind you, like I said before, I already had plenty of SpongeBob paraphernalia and collectibles that he could have signed, but that's just not what I wanted. So thank God for God and my husband for like calming me down. And I was like, all right, let me just try another printing place. And when I thank you, God, that they accepted it the moment I sent it, I called to make sure that, hey, I sent y'all my print. Are y'all able to do it? I need it in like the next 3 hours times 2, because like I said in the beginning of the video, I wanted to give a copy to Tom Kenny. So I called. They're like, yeah, just let us know when you put the order in, and then call us back so we can make sure we get it in. I'm like, okay, I'm counting on you. So I put it in, and the moment I hit submit, I called them. I was like, hey, I put it in. Can it get printed? And long and behold, they were like, yes, we got it. It went through. You're good to go. I'll give you a call back of when to pick it up today. And oh, the relief I had was amazing. Now I was still sweating a little bit because, like I said, usually when you try to do printing jobs, you don't know how the color's going to come out. You don't know how the printing's going to come out. You don't know if things are going to get cut off. You don't know how they cut their print. So I was kind of like, when I say I was literally, playing on top of like a tightrope, I was like, okay, it's check 1. I was able to find a printing place that allowed, that was able to print my stuff. And then now we're waiting for check 2. So after some hours, it really didn't take them that long. They called and emailed us and was like, hey, your print is ready. So we literally got dressed and went to go pick it up because, like I said, we were going the next day. And the moment we got there, it was laid out and ready for us. And when I pulled it out, I think I have a video coming through here. When I pulled it out the sleeve, I was so in love. I was so in love with it. It came out so good. And mind you, I was just so proud of happy. I was so happy with myself that it came out exactly how I wanted it to. It was just so beautiful. I haven't did a print in a long time of my own work, and seeing it, and especially how big it was. The size I picked was a 16 by 20, and I forgot how big a 16 by 20 is. So I was kind of shocked with how big it was, but it was just beautiful. And once that was done, we were ready to go. I got some poster, like mail carriers. They were huge. They were way bigger than what I needed, but it worked. So I got those and rolled those suckers up and was just praying that the ride there is smooth, that Tom Kenny was going to be there, because that's also a thing. You just never know if, an artist will cancel or not. So I was kind of sweating to make sure, like, I'm praying that he can still come. And that was that for the art process. Now for the moment that you all been waiting for. Here is a clip of me meeting Tom Kenny for the first time. Enjoy as much as I did.
Don't put a private phone on. You can totally hold him in so
Hi. Pull this baby out.
Wait a minute. You what? You did? Maya, you're amazing. Do you have a table here?
No.
Do they have an artist out there?
Yeah.
Look up and see who's here. This is amazing. I love it. 25. Yeah, I love it.
She made you one also.
You made me one? Wow, that's really kind of you. Thank you. That's great. That's going to go in my...
Yeah, thank you.
We might...
What?
Can we find you at Maya's campus?
Oh, so it's on there. Cool.
So we might want to talk to her about making some of these. And because I love this. Yeah, we'll talk to you about that.
All right. Now let's talk about the experience of going to see Tom Kenny. First and foremost, the drive was smooth. Thank you, husband, for getting both of us to and from our destination safely. Thank you, God, for getting us both to our destination safely. So that was fine. That was checked off. Now, when we got to the con was so organized. They had great parking and all those things. Once we found where Tom's Kenny line was, we got into Tom's Kenny line at about, I want to say like 10, 11-ish is when we got in line, and he wasn't even there yet. So our first goal was like get to the con. So we left early that morning to get to the con. And then after we got there, we got our bearings, got our little wristbands, things like that. Made sure I had, both of my poster prints ready to go. After we did that, we immediately, ran to get in line, because if you're a consistent con goer like me and my husband, you know that getting in line for artists, they be long. And some people, they be waiting there hours before the artists show up. And because of that, the line can already be snaking around even an hour before an artist comes, depending on the popularity of an artist. And who are we talking about here? We're talking about SpongeBob. Okay, so there was already a good, like, I want to say like 30 people, about 30 people already in line. And before, like I said, he wasn't even there yet. So we were like, okay. We hopped in line, and we were in line once he finally showed up. Let me get to that first. He finally showed up, and after that, check 3 was done. Getting the poster was done, check 1. Getting there safely and figuring out our bearings was check 2. And making sure that he was there and didn't cancel, check 3. God was working that day. Do you hear me? He was working that day. He was working that day so well. And let me tell y'all, the moment Tom Kenny showed up, we were in line, and he was, very happy and jazzy, and it came by so fast that my husband still to this day has to remind me of like what exactly happened. But Tom Kenny, he like ran into our line specifically and was giving everybody like, fist bumps and high fives and things like that, and saying, yeah, I got a fist bump by him, and my husband got a fist bump by him. And I was starstruck. First of all, I had to realize that it was him. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Tom Kenny. Oh my gosh. Second of all, I had to realize that was like him in the flesh. Like, when he came in our line, it happened so fast. I kind of like put my hand up and like, I don't even remember getting a fist bump because it just happened so fast. I saw my husband's reaction. Like, he was so excited, riling up with Mr. Kenny, and man, that was cool. And I say that was God too, because when he did that, he didn't do that for like any other line. He like specifically did it just for like our line. Then he ran out, and then he got started, with doing autographs and stuff. And I just thank God for that, because he be right. He be just it's just amazing. And I just got the full blown experience, and that happened even before we got a chance to have our turn to go and meet him. So it was just a great way to start the meetup with Tom. And I was just so nervous. As you can see in the video, I was talking with him, but not as exuberant as I pictured myself to be. It's just different when you're right there in front of the person that you've always admired. And mind you now, yes, I love Tom Kenny first and foremost for SpongeBob, but I just love him as a voice actor in general. He plays so many awesome voices. Ice King, Spyro, he's played in video game roles. His list is long. The mayor in Powerpuff Girls. I mean, Tom Kenny, him and some other OG greats just basically shaped my childhood. He was in Powerpuff Girls, Cat Dog. Obviously SpongeBob was the biggest one. He's in another big one, Adventure Time. All the shows, man, that I've watched. And then y'all even hear him, his voice would be sprinkled in other shows, like all over Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. Like, I just adore him just as an artist himself. I look up to him a lot because he just completely shaped, early, like late 90s, early 2000s, childhood for a lot of children, and even to this day, he voice acts some great moments for the new generation. So either way, it's like meeting Tom for me was way more than just for SpongeBob. It was like SpongeBob was obviously the top reason, but I just understood too, like, he's just a great artist when it comes to his work. He takes his work so seriously. He puts his all into every character, he puts his mind to, and I just love that so much. So just being in the same area as him and getting to meet him in person was just an absolute dream. And I can just cry just thinking about it. But young Maya would be so flipping happy about this moment, and I'm still happy. I still have that childlike feeling. The childlike feeling just came back when I was just next to him, and I got a hug from him, a fist bump. He signed my poster. I got a picture, and just hearing that he loved my artwork, just hearing that, my young self would probably throw up crying. I just felt like a kid again meeting him. And like I said, I knew that in my lifetime that Tom Kenny was one of the ones that I just had to meet for sure. There's still hundreds of other awesome artists and talents that I would love to meet, but Tom was that top 3 list for sure. Top 3. He was the number 1 person on that list, and I'm just so blessed for that opportunity. And God was with me through the late night of getting that poster done. He was with me with getting the poster printed, because when I say y'all, there's just not a lot of printing options around us in our area that don't also cost an arm and a leg, but for expedited work. So those 2 options, it was one or the other, and I'm just so thankful to God that there was one that was able to work with me, and it just came out great. It was beautiful, and it was my first time getting a print done from that place too. So I was just truly thankful, and they were so nice on the phone, and their customer service was immaculate. They were so helpful, so helpful. Even when we were in the store, they helped us find the poster carriers. So and it was exactly what we needed to protect the posters. But with that being said, here he is. And I'm screaming too, because it even says, "To the best artiste on land or sea." And then it has Tom Kenny. Of course, I got this framed. Of course I did. I absolutely had to get that framed. So I got it framed. I showed my family, and they were so happy for me. And friends online were happy for me. I posted it first on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram at @MayasCanvas_. I usually post some things first there, before I post them on YouTube or my TikTok, which is also, follow me there at @MayasCanvas. But that's why I am here. I just wanted to share this experience with you guys, and I wanted to make this video special, face to face with you guys, because it was just monumental, and just, again, thankful to God that I'm able to check off things off my list in my life of things I want to do and things I want to accomplish. And if God was, well, he is, not was, he was able to, because God was able to, and he has the power to give me such a great experience like that. I'm just so excited to see what he has in store for me and the future when it comes to my art, my channel, my life, marriage, new friends, art mutuals. I see y'all out there, things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we got to geek a little bit about our boy Bob back there. Let me know in the comments below, what is y'all's favorite SpongeBob moment? Have you met Tom before? I would love to know. He's such a sweet person, very caring, and every person that he met one-on-one at the con, he took the time to really have like a in-depth conversation with you. Even after the video ended, he talked with me and my husband for like another 3 to 5 minutes before he moved on to the next person. So he was just such a sweet guy. He really made sure that if you traveled to see him, that he really spent some time with you and really got to know you a little bit, and appreciate your time for being there. So that was just so sweet to see. But let me know in the comments about what you thought, and also let me know, what do you think of this style of video? Are you liking, the face-to-face, or, are you liking both? Just maybe half face-to-face, half my art Sona, she cute too. Let me know what you guys like to see, what type of view y'all want to see in my future videos. But stay tuned, because now that the high of this is never going to go away, but now that me meeting Tom and getting this poster done is completed, I will be getting back into some scheduled art videos for you guys. And then I also have a series that I'm dropping soon that I'm excited to do, and it's OC related. We know we love some OCs, so stay tuned for that. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I pray that you have a blessed day and or night, and I will see you in the next video.